Hey, how we doing once again? Jeff the Chef, it's your boy, Bahamas Bay, Mr. Fountain if you know me very well. We're here once again, anyone can cook. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. High five, right back at you. This is our 5th episode, and today we're going to be talking about comfort food once again. We already had barbecue. I know people, they want salads. Salad is next week. Hopefully I'll get to the farmer's market and I will conduct a little recreational survey of vegetables and nutrients and different grains with my favorite vendor, Nichols Farm. And they are in Marengo, Illinois. Nichols Farm, putting the plug out there for them. So next week, that's what we'll be getting into. Today, we're gonna do a little bit of comfort food. Like I said, I'm excited. I have a lot to talk to you about. Right now I have some vinegar water, a little bit of sugar in there. We're gonna make some pickled vegetables. I'm gonna show you how to do that quickly. Let me put on some gloves and let's get down to business. So, comfort food. You wanna know what we're eating today? Let me tell you. We're gonna eat some coconut pan roasted chicken. Yeah, chicken. We're gonna eat some quinoa fried rice, and we're gonna have that paired with hibiscus chutney, or you can say hibiscus glaze. Hibiscus, yes. Hibiscus is a flower, of course, tropical flower. It's used in teas. It's used in punches. It's used in a chutney, as we're going to show you today, as I'm going to show you today. If you haven't had it before, this will be your first time. Let's get started with this pickled vegetable first, because that's my garnish. Every time I cook, I look at a plate and I go from the end to the beginning. So the end would be a garnish. Before the garnish is normally your sauce or your protein, and before that is your vegetables, and before that is normally your starch. So depending on how you cook, everybody cooks different, but I like to play with ideas, different textures, different colors. And right now, we're gonna do our garnish, like I said. So we have a little vinegar water here. And I have some cumin seeds. I have some mustard. I have some coriander. I have some cloves. And I have a little red pepper flake. I got a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon goes a long way. As you can see, everything is whole. It's not grounded. Sometimes it's hard to find them, but if you check your spice house or your local farmer's market, they will have these ingredients. So that is our pickling liquid. And for pickling liquid, you can use it with vegetables. You can use it for certain starches, pickled potatoes. I don't eat them. Or pickled eggs. Also, you can use this for a brine. So what you want to do is cool this down right here. Because once this is brought up to a boil and the sugar is dissolved, oh, can't forget the salt. Always need salt. Salt and sugar balance one another. So a little bit of salt, depending on how aromatic you want this. This right here, this smells, what does it smell like?
It is pungent right now.
Pungent?
And you just put it on for like a minute.
I would like to say aromatique.
Very aromatic.
As the French people say, aromatique.
And for those who are just joining us, what is the menu again today?
Ready for the day. We have fried rice, and we have some hibiscus chutney, and a little bit of pickled veg, just for a little garnish. So here, what we do, once we finish this, we would strain it, or we can let it sit for a little while. We'll put our vegetables in it, and like I said, you cool this down, and it's good for all meats. Normally you can use it for corned beef. I just gave you one of my secrets. Corned beef. You add this and a little bit of pink salt. Once it cools down, I'll add this, a little bit of pink salt, a little bit more brown sugar. Man, listen, it's phenomenal. Corned beef, Once it cools down, you want to bring it up, you want to boil it, well, you want to simmer it in some more of this pickling liquid without, now catch it now, without that pink salt. And then once it gets tender, let it cool down, slice it, or if you're hungry, take it right out the pot, slice it up, bang. So that's our pickling. Now I showed you one of my secrets. This is pickling. This is your pickling liquid. And like I said, you use it for any vegetable. Okay? Use it for any vegetable. And cool it down. Like I said, you can use it for your corned beef with the pink salt. I got a lot to talk to you about. Let's get ready. So, as you can see, I have my wok here ready to go. And we have an array of nice stuff over here. We got some quinoa on the far right hand corner. This is red quinoa. We have some squash. We have some carrots and onion. All of this I try to cook in season because it's fresh. We also have some leaves. What are these leaves here? This leaf right here is sunflower leaves. Yes, like a sunflower plant. And this right here is zucchini leaves. And these are zucchini blossoms. Once they get bigger, they actually can be stuffed and simmered, or they can be deep fried, or they can be poached. Yes, these are flowers. They are edible. And that's another thing I'm going to talk to you later about today. But first of all, let's talk about quinoa. Quinoa is so underrated. It's like, you know, putting me in the NBA. So underrated. Listen, it's high in protein. It's wheat and gluten. It's wheat, but it's gluten-free. It's high in iron, potassium, magnesium, fiber. And what you want to do is rinse it first. 2 parts water, 2 parts water, 1 parts quinoa, just like you're cooking basic rice. Turn on the high heat. Let it cook, simmer it, normally 15 minutes, just like you cook white rice. But it's better than white rice. It's full of superfoods. It's full of superfoods. I'm sweating. I have a lot to talk about. It's one of the most protein-rich foods we can eat. It contains almost twice as much fiber as any other grain. It is a complete protein, meaning that you don't need to substitute it with anything else. Complete. And that's why we have it with chicken. Get off the Atkins diet. Get off all those protein diets. Let's eat well, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Quinoa is versatile. It is so versatile. It has so many different complex flavors that it can be used as a salad. It can be used as fried rice, as you can see. And it lowers cholesterol. It prevents premature death from cancer, so they say. It's good for the respiratory system, and it lowers diabetes by 17%. So stop eating all that fried rice. Let's eat some fried quinoa. You dig? Check this quinoa out. While I get this chicken, you know what? Let's see some chicken first, so we can get that out of the way. All right? Take a look at this right here. This is my hibiscus. Now, what I did with this is soaked it for half an hour, simmering. Hibiscus leaves. Yes, these are hibiscus leaves. And hibiscus flowers. I'm not sorry, not hibiscus leaves, they are hibiscus flowers. And what you can do is get them from your normal international stores, and you soak them for at least a half an hour. Yeah? Alright. So I got some chicken here. I just want to season it, as you can see. I have a separate pan so we could avoid cross-contamination. What are we going to season it with, Jeff? You know it. We got some gold pepper. You know how we do. So, a little bit of oil. You can do olive oil, but the smoking point of olive oil is extremely high. So I just wanted to, I like that music. That's nice, Bray. Keep it going, keep it going. I like it, I like it. So we're gonna put a little bit of pepper on it, not too much. Now we don't want the seeds, because the seeds is where it's very, very spicy. And we don't want the seeds because we're cooking a chutney. And chutneys are normally spicy, yeah? All right. So we got this right here. Add a little bit more salt. And we're doing this simple, because of all the flavors that we have in this chutney. All right. So what I'm gonna do is allow this to sit like this. Hey, what about some vinegar? Even though it's cleaner vinegar, you know what to do. Little pepper vinegar. If you don't have it, you're losing. Let's win. Win with this pepper vinegar. White vinegar. What's this? Bird peppers? Oh, that's Thai peppers. Somebody put some Thai peppers in here, changing up my flavor a little bit, but we'll still run with it. So this is pepper vinegar, which is habanero, or you can use Scotch bonnet, and some, like I said, somebody put some Thai chilies in here. So just a little bit. All right. Get that out of the way. Nobody likes bland chicken, so let that marinate for a little bit. We're gonna put this over to the side, and we're gonna start our chutney. So speaking of chicken, protein. Everybody needs protein. Protein is a mixture of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. What else is in there? Nitrogen, and it basically has amino acids. It is essential because it's a whole muscle mass, and it makes up 15% of your body weight. Yeah. Protein affects you by reducing your appetite and hunger levels. What else does it do? It's good for your bones, make you strong like me. Reduces cravings and desire for late night snacking, and lowers your blood pressure. Okay. Need to wipe up a little bit. Woo! My wife got me sweating in here. So, let's start off with this chutney. So I already talked to you about chutneys before. I gave you one of my recipes already. This is an extra one, all right? This is an extra one. I don't want to give you too much, but I'll work with you, all right? This is a hibiscus chutney, all right? It could also be a glaze or a sauce if you leave out the flowers, but I like chutney. I'm a saucy type of fella, all right? So, put a little bit of oil in there. A little bit of onions, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic, and we let that come up slowly. While that's coming up, we're going to talk to you a little bit about the leaves that I have here. These leaves, this right here, yeah, leaves. The good leaves, not the other leaves.
Where did these leaves come from?
They came from my backyard. Actually, my children, almost teenagers, they have a green thumb now that I can see. So they grew some sunflowers, they grew some basil. Elle, what did you make? What else did you plant? What kind of flowers? You got the sunflowers here. Bree, what did you plant?
Green beans.
Green beans? Hey, look here. We got green beans. Fresh. But they're not on this recipe yet. So we'll save them for next time. We got green beans. What else we got? We got squash. We got the squash. Cherry tomatoes. Peppers. Hey, start eating fresh. Grow your own food. Why? It only takes maybe, how long did this take? Maybe a month?
About 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
No, they grew in a month. Listen, they had my whole living room looking like a forest, all right? So we had to put everything outside, all right? So back to the leaves. These leaves, they reduce stress and anxiety, just like tea. They lower blood sugar. They ease the joints of your pain. They reduce cancer. They treat with gall and kidney stones, if you didn't know. And flowers, like these flowers right here, these hibiscus flowers, like I told you that they soak. These are good if you don't have medicine. Also, other flowers that they use are lavender. This is used in a whole lot of stuff. Lotion, shampoo, deodorant, perfume. Yeah. All right, let's get going. Let's go. I've been talking so much, like I told you, I have a lot to teach you. All right. So we're gonna start off with the fried rice while this chutney is going. Yeah. Starting to sweat a little bit. All right, I'm starting to sweat too. Let's get this chicken going too. So, as a chef, when we cook in the kitchen, we multitask. We do 3 things, 4 things, 5 things. We have tickets going everywhere. So I'm going to talk to you while I'm multitasking. If I burn something, I blame you. No, I'm just kidding. We ain't burning nothing today. So,
Toyin said they used to eat raw roses growing up from their garden.
raw roses. That's too bougie for me.
Rose petals.
Rose petals. But you know what we used to do? There's a flower in the Bahamas called a yellow elder. We would take out the stem and just
Suck out the juice.
suck the juice, suck the nectar out.
Yes.
But we didn't eat the flowers. Why didn't we eat the flowers? We didn't know. So I got that going. I got my chicken. Let's put that to use right now. No, this is not hair product. I stole this from one of my girls. Just a little bit of coconut oil. I'm gonna heat this up. That's gonna be for our chicken. That's a little bit of coconut oil. Pan is nice and I didn't want it too hot. Always check, see how hot it is. Not there yet. So we got some onion, garlic, ginger. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown sugar to this. Hey, go with everything. How about it? And then we're gonna add some, you know it, pepper vinegar to it, because I like it spicy. I'm gonna let that go. Alright. Once that comes up to a nice simmer, we'll add the hibiscus. This pan should be ready. Is it hot yet? Carl, is it hot?
Smells like it.
No, it ain't hot yet. Should get turned off.
Look at that going. And this is the base for the pepper
Hibiscus
sauce,
chutney.
right? The hibiscus chutney. Again, we have some hibiscus here. We have avocado. We have some petals from the sunflower, squash, and some squash flowers.
Then we'll start on this quinoa fried rice. I only got 10 minutes. Let's make it happen, folks. A little bit of oil. Yeah? Got some onions. Got a little bit of garlic. Let that cook first.
Barb wants to know, how do you adjust your cooking when you use a gas stove?
When I use a gas stove, it's all about listening to the heat sizzle and always looking at the oil in the pan. The oil, like right now, if I look at this oil over here to your left, once it goes in streams, I can tell it's getting hot. And I already put a little moisture in it, so it's starting to pop. So I'm gonna add the chicken breast to it, and we're gonna let that go. So this right here, this is where I want it. I'm gonna add the hibiscus flowers. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. So our onions are caramelizing. I'm gonna add some carrots, just a little bit. Add a little bit of garlic. I like my vegetables a little al dente. And remember, this is a wok and it's electric, so everything in the middle cooks quicker than everything on the outside. Yeah? So once we have that in, I'm gonna add some zucchini. Zucchini are in season, like I said. Let's use them. Add some zucchini. That's squash. This zucchini. Y'all don't mix me up out there. Let that sit for a second. While that's going, let's check out this mixture right here. This chutney. Reduce a little bit more. Chicken is looking good. Hey, everything looks good so far. So like I said, you want to look at the smoke and look at the oil. If it's getting too smoky, then I'll turn it down. Check how the chicken looks. A little bit more. This is looking nice. We're going to finish that with a little bit of salt and a little bit of fresh cilantro.
So, do we have any questions so far from anybody out there?
So, proteins. Let's tell you a little bit more about some proteins while they cut up this herb. This is cilantro herb, to be exact. Proteins are muscle building. They make enzymes and hormones and other body chemicals. They help with cartilage. They help with your blood, of course. They repair tissues. So this right here, we're gonna add this. Man, it smells so good. I wish you were here. We're gonna add this to our chutney. Nice colors. How does quinoa fried rice doing? Does anybody like quinoa? Raise your hands. I do. So let's do it. Oh, guess what? We forgot one thing for the fried rice, Ralph. What did we forget?
Eggs.
Eggs. A little bit of huevos. While that's going, let's check this chicken. A nice brown sear on the chicken.
Oh, that looks yummy.
Who's eating chicken tonight? Me. Of course, my girls. So this chutney is looking good. What I'm gonna do is add a little bit of this liquid to this pan. Once the chicken starts to cook off a little bit more, just a little bit more of the chicken. We're not serving sushi in here. So what about those leaves? Let's get those leaves on. Yeah. You have a little bit of olive oil. Let that get nice and hot. How do you know when the pan is hot? You'll see the oil run with streaks. A little bit more. So this egg is going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen, I told you already, if you don't have a wok, you need to invest in one, yeah? Add my quinoa to this.
Quinoa was already cooked.
Quinoa was already cooked. This is cooked quinoa.
And we cook it, what, 2 parts water?
2 parts water, 1 part quinoa. At this point, all we're doing is heating up the quinoa. This is nice and summery right here. Looks like some of the meat. Looks like some of this, some of that. Some of good stuff, yeah? And of course, you always want to finish it all seasoned correctly. The way I season it, a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit of soy sauce. A dab of this and a dab of this. Maybe 2 cracks of pepper. How does it smell? Smells good to me. But hey, don't forget, always taste your food.
Now this fried rice you use zucchini and squash and carrots, but could you have used any other vegetables or any other
Most definitely.
meat?
You can use chicken, you can use shrimp. We might even use some conch. How about that? Some conch fried rice. So
Nice.
this chicken looks good. Let's see if it's done. Maybe about 1 more second. And what I'm going to do is pour a little bit of the sauce over it so it can steam a little bit. So we have our pan with our leaves ready to go. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Who's hungry? Except for me. So we got our basic tongues. Like I said, this is just like spinach, and that's how you want to treat it. Nice and light. Yeah. I want to add a little bit of liquid, so I have a little bit of water. Just a little bit. So I think it's time for plate up. What do you say? Who's hungry? This was a simple dish. Very, very simple. So one thing about when I cook, if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on Facebook, I like a lot of colors. Colors make me feel good. Colors make the plate feel good. Yeah? And with colors, that's how you identify healthy food. Purple, red, green, yellow. All of these I love to add. So first thing I'm going to do is add my greens. Take out that liquid. Yeah. Like I said, this is exactly just like spinach. Who would imagine eating some zucchini greens? Well, we do eat mustard greens, we do eat turnip greens, we do eat collard greens. Why not eat zucchini greens? Why not eat, well, don't eat all your plants because they need to live, but hey, start off slow. We have our fried rice. This is not your typical fried rice. This is quinoa fried rice. And this right here is called a mold or a cutter. And what you can do is just press it down so it stays stable. It's going to be a bed for my chicken. One, two, three. Uh-oh, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling. Psych. I had you off for a second. So we got our chicken ready. You can cut if you want to. I'm gonna leave it whole. It's nice and sexy. Put a little bit of these flowers on the plate. A little bit of color, yeah. And this is your hibiscus chutney. It's a little loose. You could tighten it up just by adding a little bit more sugar or a little bit of honey if you want it, but I like it this way. Some things you just want to leave the way they are, nice and natural. And I have one of my favorite dishes. I have some pickled carrots that I used with the brine earlier. Just gonna put this on the side here, my pickled carrots. about that? So this right here, we have quinoa fried rice, pickled carrots, hibiscus chutney, and a little bit of color. If you have any questions, feel free to get with me. Talk to me. Jeff the Chef. I'm on Instagram. This recipe will be on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining. Once again, quinoa fried rice. Protein is healthy. Protein is good for you. It builds muscles. It's good for amino acids. Quinoa, superfood. We have some healthy fat here. That's avocado. Pickled carrots. Nice crunch. There's so many flavors right here, and there's so much super goodness in here. Superfoods, the new thing. It's not trending, it's here to stay. That's what we're going with. Anyone can cook. Thanks again, Jeff the Chef, signing out. Thank you, family.